So, how do you make an Animal Crossing or Animal Bridge in Planet Zoo Console Edition? Well, this is a quick tutorial to show you how to do just that. So, first of all, I've got my two separate areas that I want to make one whole habitat. What you want to do first is, at the moment, these are two separate areas which you can just see here. These are all normal barrier walls. What you want to do is you want to delete this section where the path or the crossing is going to occur, and this one here down there. And what you want to do is you want to join up these areas with a null barrier, because the null barrier is going to be invisible, and that's pretty key to keeping this effect working. So there's one, and then we go to the other side, and I'll jump to that. We want to switch to null barrier and join just there. So that's that. We then want to make a custom wall. So what we're going to do here is we're going to build a wall that runs alongside. I'm going to put a path in as well, just so you can see, roughly what it's going to look like on when it's done. This isn't going to be the perfect finished product, but it's just a quick way of showing you. So let's. I'll tell you what as well. While we're at it, we'll raise the height of all these barriers. So if we go to edit barrier, we'll highlight all of these. And we will take it up. We'll take it up to just over 5 meters, because that way there isn't going to be any escaping animals that get in our way or cause us any issues whilst we carry on doing this. So we're going to quickly go and put a wall in. Again, this isn't going to look great. This is just a quick example of how to do this. I'm by no means saying this looks good in the slightest. So we'll quickly put a wall along here. So there's our concrete wall. Obviously, at the moment, a breeze block wall. Obviously, you can change this to put a sort of like a viewing area in. I'm not going to be focusing on that. You can do whatever design you want. This is purely and simply to show you how to make the crossing. So we've got our fake wall in. We've got a null barrier there that you can see, and a null barrier there. Now you want to put in your zookeeper gate. Again, you can move this. This isn't really crucial where this goes, but we'll just put in a gate there. The key thing is you can only have one of these gates per habitat. You can't put multiple ones in. So you need to bear in mind that the zookeepers need access to all of this, and that will be important later on when we start looking at the traversable areas. So now we want a bridge, and here is my crossing from my current zoo. So when I first gave this a go, I want to shout out Dutch Lion. Great tutorial that I kind of based this on. So this is going to be the crossing we're going to use just here. Obviously, you can extend this down to the floor, make it look a bit more realistic. The pathway I've got in my zoo at the minute isn't quite as wide as this, so there is a couple of things to make note of there. But generally, that's going to be the crossing. What you're going to need is a climbable item. You can see there, climbing enabled. You can turn that on or off. So if we go and put a animal in, we'll see what they can get up to. So here's our freshly delivered tiger, just running around an empty field at the moment. Bless him. It's Tonya. It's a female. Bless her. So that's the tiger. Now what we can do is we can go on heat maps, look at traversable areas, and it's a selected animal to show. If you click on that, the blue areas highlight where that animal is able to roam based on the habitat. It shows you that the pathway down the middle, the animal cannot access that. I know realistically the way we've built the crossing, it would be able to jump off there. However, that is just a detailing bit on the crossing. I'm doing this tutorial purely to show you how to do this effect, and then you can design the crossing however you like. So these are the areas that the tiger can go to. Now, as I said earlier, one of the key things... There you go. Look at that. He's even demonstrating it for me. Brilliant. Now, one of the key things is when when you're building this, the zookeeper does need to go into both sides. So the way to do this is look at this custom wall, and you can move along the wall. Let's just move it along ever so slightly, like that. Now, I know what you're thinking. The tiger is probably going to escape if you leave a gap like that. Well, this is where you can use the heat maps again. You can check on the tiger. If I can actually click on it, let's come off the construction. Now you see, look, he can go down that area. Now that's a worry. So we need to change that. So what we're going to do is we go back onto here, and we will move this wall piece. We'll move it along just one, like that. See if that stops it. So if we have a look now, if he stops running away, so I can click on him. She can't go through that, right? But we also need to consider the zookeeper. Okay, so we'll go on the heat maps again. Staff traversable area. You will see here that the blue line goes just between this gap. That means that the zookeeper can go between these little gaps just here, and therefore the zookeeper can clean and maintain both sides. So that makes the habitat that makes the habitat perfect for the tiger. Now obviously you can edit and tweak, etc. There is obviously the issue of this gap, because if you went to a zoo and the tiger habitat had this had this gap, you'd be a little concerned. So there are a few tricks that you could do. You can decorate it in many different ways, but the one thing you can't do is put objects in the way to disguise it, or doors, for example. If I just quickly show you here, if we go to doors and just put in any random door, if we put that in the way just here, let's just line that up like that, and we go back to heat maps, you'll see that the staff can no longer go through there. You cannot put a door and hope that they walk through it, because they can't do that. So you get rid of the door, and you go off, and you go back on staff areas, and it's blue again. So that is crucial. So what I'm going to show you is how I've got around that myself in my own zoo. This isn't the only way, but it's one of the ways. So let me quickly show you that. And here we have my finished tiger habitat. So there's the crossing. There's my fake wall that's got a bit of a viewing area down there where guests can look in and see the animal. Presumably he's over here. There he is, look, just stretching. Oh, and he's going over the crossing. I love this. I love when I'm demonstrating this and the tiger helps me and goes to show you it. So there he is demonstrating it. The guests are watching him walk over the pathway, and then he'll jump down onto the other side. Brilliant. So yeah, I was going to show you why it works with the gaps. So my gaps are at the back just here, and what I've done is I've disguised it by having a zookeeper's area. There you can see, look, the zookeeper just coming in again. Perfect timing, or what? Yeah, you can see the zookeepers coming in to the different areas. Now, what I've done is I've designed it so the door is open, and I've put signs on saying, "Please close the door behind you." I know that's not perfect. I know there's other ways of doing it. I've seen other, I've seen other ways, and I've seen ways that people have built paths for the zookeepers as well. This is the way I've chosen. I do think this works quite well, just because you get both the zookeeper areas on both sides. So if we zoom into this one, there's the zookeeper hut, and then here's the door. So please close the door behind you, and they haven't, so it's almost like the zookeepers are at fault. Yeah, and you go straight into the tiger habitat. That's the way I've got round it, and obviously we've got all the foliage, etc., to make the habitat look a lot more realistic. But there is, have a play around, change the design up. You could even make like a four-way crossing. You could even have like a crossroads in the middle and have different paths for them to go down and stuff. There's lots of things. It doesn't have to be just tigers either. Any animal that can climb on the logs. I wouldn't recommend building it for an elephant. Probably not wise. But anything like bears, monkeys. I know the red pandas at the start of my zoo over here. They like to climb up different logs. So wherever they've gone anyway, I can't even find them. But yeah, so that's how you build an Animal Crossing in Planet Zoo Console Edition. Let me know if you have a go. Let me know if you can get it working for you. And yeah, look out for the next video on my channel and on my TikTok. So see you soon.